Okay, is everything working? It looks like we are good to go. We did have some issues with the microphone last night. Somebody let me know if there's any issues again this evening with it. Ashes, how we doing this evening? McKnight, Josh, Rainey, glad to see you all here. I know we're getting started a few minutes early, but we did have this update from the game devs I did want to go through before we kicked off the game. I figured it'd take about 5-10 minutes. Yeah, about towards the end of yesterday's stream, Rainey, it got really echoey. So I don't think this new microphone of mine does very well at long-term usage, which is kind of upsetting because my other mic sounded really good and I can run it for hours. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't pop up. Like I was just saying, I think it really had to do with the amount of usage on the microphone. This doesn't do well long-term. All right, so there was an update posted from the devs on the 18th. I just happened to saw it when I was looking at the Steam page real fast. Because I check every couple of months to see if there's an update, and there actually was one that posted on the 18th. And it looks like it's going to be the last one for a while. So, I'm going to read this entire thing. Some of you guys are going to know a little bit of background information and what they're thinking about doing going forward. But this, for right now, looks like it's going to be the last update until at least March. For some time now, near sounds that surround the Grand Engineer Corps camp. Troops are wondering what is happening inside the fog of war. What does this mean to Grand Tactician's present and future? Major changes have taken place in the background, with the Engineer Corps going through a reorganization. As the pieces are falling in place, it's a good time to share some engineering intel from behind the scenes. Greenhorn Volunteers. Grand Tactician's story began in 2016 with Oliver, finance banker turned coder from Austria, and Ilja, a wargame enthusiast in the Finnish army, decided to develop a strategy game independently. The idea was to create something unique in the genre, the game taking place in the American Civil War, a conflict of great interest to us. Soon after, Peter, chemical industry worker and mod artist from Germany, joined the team as an artist, and since then our team of 3 worked hard to make our dream a reality. We started from zero, new game engine, new coding language, and a lot to learn. The Civil War 61 to 65 has been a true independent garage project, being developed outside the working hours as a second job. It started as a very interesting yet ambitious hobby project with no commercial expectations. The development didn't have a fixed schedule. Worked as much on the game as we could, learning as we went. We have been blessed with many helpful and talented people with enthusiasm toward our project and the will to help, and this helped shape the game into what it is today. Not perfect by any means, but something we're proud of. We managed to create a unique game among its peers. 2,000 reviews with greater than 70% score is high praise. What we never expected was that so many players would find the game and enjoy it, providing us ideas and constructive criticism from the early access of late 2020, continuing all the way to this day. This, of course, immense pressure to deliver. The post-release development has been even more hectic than the time before. At times, there was exhaustion among the ranks, as all the work was still done after returning from a day or night job, work trip, or even military exercise. The COVID years and increased tempo at work for some left a mark in development as well. This was especially true during development of Whiskey and Lemons DLC. In these circumstances, while frustrating at times, it has been very flattering that our humble game has been compared to titles created by much larger developers with much larger resources at hand. And that's a very true statement. Even larger developers have not created a game anything like this. At the same time, we knew we could not continue like this in the future. Demands at work, with family, and with the game were taking an increasing toll. We're not young guys anymore. The long road ahead. We always wanted to make Grand Tactician a game series to portray multiple wars of the gunpowder and linear warfare era of the 17th to 19th centuries. If for now we disregard the personnel issues that we have with resources to invest in game development, we also have reached a point in the Grand Tactician engine where small fixing here and there no longer was achieving sufficient results. Like said, we know the game is far from perfect, and there are the shortfalls here and there we want to improve. These are most of the ones the community knows well and have been providing us feedback about. There's also some technical ones that are not apparent to players: clunkiness, performance, AI, battle balance, player onboarding information. A lot of this is very true. Like, a lot of stuff part-time players don't notice, but is very apparent to us long-time players of the game. Military-minded people remember the approach to putting new wine into old bottles. In order to really improve the battle AI, as an example, working on the AI itself alone no longer helps. Work is required in other areas as well, like the whole unit systems, pathfinding, order battle, parts of the combat systems. Tinkering with all these systems individually to help the battle AI a bit will cause issues in other areas that in turn need to be reworked, and the butterfly effect continues. And still, we would have the old unit system, pathfinding, etc. that I want to improve anyways, and that are affecting other areas, clunkiness and performance. So in some cases, we need a new bottle for the new wine. During the 8 years, we of course learned a lot, but also the tools available have constantly developed. Especially the battle layer we developed first during 2017 is showing age and no longer facilitates much improvement without a rehaul. So we decided that in order to move forward, we need to rewrite the big blocks of the game engine. This of course takes a lot of time. It's revolution versus evolution, like game developers like to call it. At the same time, it allows further changes like increasing modding opportunities and adding localization. Back to reality and resources, the volunteers are worn out from years of battle. To rally the core, veteran regulars are needed. The regulars. Recently, the Grand Engineer Corps has gone through a major reorganization. As things were still in motion and results were foggy, we kept quiet about this, while already reworking hard the first elements of the game engine. At the same time, we released multiple patches to fix the remaining major issues reported by players. Now we're happy to be able to say that things have turned around for us in a major way. We've teamed up with a like-minded publisher, the right one for us and for our project, a Grand Tactician series. Good news for us, I do believe. I already felt like they were working on a new game, and this is an announcement of that. With this move, we have been able to transform from exhausted garage developers into professionals, volunteers and irregulars, resigning our earlier jobs and now working as full-time game developers. To put it mildly, life is now very different, and so are our development opportunities. What exactly we are working on will not be disclosed at a much later date. What can be said this early on is that we're working on taking Grand Tactician forward in a way that earlier was not possible for us. While not much more can be said at this point, we're planning on sharing a developer log regularly, approximately every 2 to 3 months, to give you a small glimpse into our upcoming game. While our vision for the next game is already set, and this takes into account the feedback we've received, we do not want to give you an opportunity. We do want to, pardon me, I added an extra word in there. We do want to give you an opportunity to provide feedback during development at a more detailed level. We'll start with some more technical matters and, in full transparency, intend to hold back the major details until there's a better opportunity to share them. We hope you share our ambition of making Grand Tactician into something greater, and that to do that, we need to let the marketing machine have something to run on when the time is right. While our work continues, players of Civil War 61 to 65 will be supported by the development team like before. The best way is to drop an email to our message box, info@grandtactician.com, as we are deep in the matrix. There are only so many pairs of hands. We'll do our best to help you with issues and questions you have. What is also fair to say at this point is that no new features or downloadable content are to be expected for the Civil War. We hope this is understandable, as large parts of the game's engine are already cut open on our field certains table. Having shared this piece of intel, we continue our long march toward what we hopefully be a bright future for Grand Tactician. So that last paragraph right there confirmed it. We already knew this. There's going to be no future updates for this game. Maybe some minor fixes along the way, but nothing major is going to be coming down the road for this anytime soon. But when I'm reading from this, and I think some of you all would agree with me, hopefully, and like I said earlier, and I've said it multiple times throughout the years I've been playing this game, no other company or AAA company has come close to creating a game like this. And they did this game with very limited resources and very limited know-how on what they were doing, and created what could be labeled a masterpiece for the time period it was released in. Navakish, good morning. Hoping you have some beautiful weather over there in Thailand. So, what do you all think about what this statement says? I mean, are you guys looking forward to what these guys are be able to bring in the future, or would you prefer to see them? Ramshaw, how we doing this evening? So, I'm of the opinion, personally, I think they need to do a Grand Tactician Civil War #2 to double down on what they already created in order to prepare for another game in the series. That's my personal opinion after reading this and from playing the game all these years. Because they take everything they learned and make it a better game with a different engine. Starting to cool down? Alright. So, what are y'all's thoughts on this? Do you want to see them make a #2 to this game or move on to a different period? Personally, I would like to see them make a #2, as we've seen previously, like a lot of games will do like a Civil War, American Civil War title, then try to do a Napoleon title, and no one's ever really pulled that off correctly. Riley, how we doing this evening? You ever walk? Actually, you know what? I'll throw up a quick poll right now and see what you all think. Should they work on a #2 or move on to a different period? And like, work on a #2, double down on what they've already created, or work on a new period? Alright, just starting up a quick poll, see what you all think about what they're doing here. Oh shit, I'm sorry to hear that, Ramshaw. As long as it does not get too arcadish like a lot of other #2. I'm full agreement with you on that one, Rainey. With better naval tactics to the game. I don't know how they would necessarily do that. Navy was not a big thing with the Civil War. It really was not. There's very few engagements naval-wise. But let's get closed out of this and bring up what you guys have all came here for. I'll let that poll run. I'm going to let that poll kind of sit there for a bit. And as more people come in, we'll get some more votes going. And I'll share the results with the devs. You know what? Franco-Prussian War would not be a bad idea, as it is in the same time period. I mean, that's actually a pretty good idea. I don't think anybody's actually done a game on that. Mike, how we doing this evening? I'm really liking that Franco-Prussian War idea. Let me write that down. I'll add that to the email. Where's my notepad? There it is. Alright, where'd my pen go? In the process of remodeling everything, so I'm kind of losing track of where everything is right now. It kind of sucks. Like, I usually just have to reach without looking. Now I have to look. Yeah, so, like, I'm liking the Franco-Prussian idea, but I think a Grand Tactician 2, doubling down on what they learned from this game and just improving, would probably be the best route to go before doing another game. Ocean War. Small map outside. Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea either, as it limits the map. That's actually a really good idea. Do an HP 12 and Jura 12. Okay. Right now, I'm just having some coffee with some biscuits that are like really good. So as soon as I finish the biscuits off, I'll switch over to a whiskey. It's probably going to be Sexton Irish whiskey tonight. Feeling a bit Irish in me right now. All right, so if anybody was on the Discord and you saw some of my messaging on there, what the hell did I get up to the last time I streamed this game? What did you all let me do? Because I'm going through this, like, I loaded the game in real fast before doing the stream just to remind myself of what we got ourselves into. And I'm usually able to remember, even as drunk as I am, but it's been a few weeks. AGI went for 18th Century Wars, and after the ACW game turned out... Yeah, a lot of them go... Because the problem with a lot of these games is they are a very niche market. And there's a very broad appeal for these types of games in that niche market. Problem is, they want to make these games for a broader audience. And when they try to make these games for a broader audience, it dilutes the game itself. Like, compare Hearts of Iron 3 to Hearts of Iron 4. I prefer Hearts of Iron 3. Like I was saying, like, how in God's green earth did we end up in Jacksonville? How did we get here? What did you boys let me do? And girls. Yeah, I haven't touched an AGI game in a long time. Actually, yeah, even HOI 2 is actually a much better game. I feel HOI 3 is a little more functionally complete. Compare what UAD could have been without World War... Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Like, if they shortened the game down to like 6 months... Say they shortened the game down to where each turn was a week. You could probably pull that off, but I don't think it's really feasible. All right, so... I don't know how the hell we ended up in Mobile, because we... So, following my logic of what we possibly did is we landed in New Orleans. And... been following the Gulf Coast. All the way to Jacksonville. You think Randy dared me to force the Florida men into the harem? They'd probably join of their own accord of seeing all those sexy bearded men from New York in the ranks. Actually, I don't think we have any New Yorkers outside of myself in the army. You can try. You can try. I'm not going to stop you. Because we have Iowa, Wisconsin, Vermont, Iowa, West Virginia, Tennessee, Virginia. Why is my snot scrolling? Regular Army. When the hell did I pick up these guys? Oh, yeah, when I took over the Corps, they were part of the Corps. Michigan, Illinois, Massachusetts, Kansas, Iowa, Kentucky, Indiana, West Virginia, Missouri. Regular Army, Iowa, regular Army, Illinois, Iowa. Yeah, I'm the only New Yorker in the damn Corps. So for Massachusetts is an anachronism in this campaign? No, it's not. Actually, do we even hold Fort Massachusetts, or just bypass it? We bypassed it. There's no point. There was no reason to capture it. Because these forts don't really... I guess maybe they are blockading. It's like, you're never really too sure about what the forts are able to do and what they're not able to do. There are a lot of rebel forces back this way. Gladden's Corps. Nichols Corps, Army Transmiss. There's no rebel forces anywhere near us, so let's just hit play for now, get this map rolling. We're out of ammunition, so we're waiting to restock on ammunition. I think as soon as that is done, we're just going to go besiege Fort Clinch and then move north on Savannah. And go party up in Savannah, which is a great party town if you've never been there. For the most part, they are. I've almost replaced all of the older weapons at this point. Almost all of them. The Florida men joining the only New York, at least you will never go night. I mean, if you go to Florida today, it's nothing but transplanted New Yorkers, so... I don't know, maybe, I think that would be a little weird. Yeah, we just got to get our ammunition up. That's all we got to do. And then we'll move on Fort Clinch. And then try to effect an update up towards Columbia. Disaster at Rockbridge. It doesn't look like there's any rebel forces in the eastern seaboard except for Hill's Corps. And Greg's Corps. Transparent Callies too. They gotta be more towards the Panhandle line because I've never met any. Logistics are never easy in this game. Never. There was a battle at Gettysburg and I didn't take part. God damn it. That's the one map on this game I've never fought on. Why are we not getting any ammo? "21 days to full readiness, and we'll just move against Fort Clinch. Ammo or no ammo, we'll storm the walls with bayonets and butt stocks." Alright, looking at this poll, I'm going to close it down. Write down the results here. % for CW2, 27 on Napoleon, and 27 on another war. Yeah, I'll put together an email with my thoughts to the devs and shoot that off to them. Yeah, no, every time there's a Battle of Gettysburg, I'm never anywhere near it. It's really annoying. It's the only map I haven't seen on this game, and I've never played the historical battle for it on this game. I may have to do, after all these years, I may just have to finally break down and do that just to see what the map looks like. And I'm probably also one of the only YouTubers that's fought at the end of the peninsula and seen the actual peninsula map, which is really good around Williamsburg. Too bad it doesn't mark out the old, well, it'd be interesting because they were terrain features at the time period because they'd reuse them was the original siege works from Williamsburg from the Revolutionary War. They were still there. You can still find them today. All right, this war is moving on without us, so we're going to move against Fort Clinch. Is this a stream? Yes, it is. Yes, we did not look at our camp. We're actually number 43 in fame now. I don't know if that's the highest we've ever climbed. I think it's pretty close. Still not very far up the ranks. The legendary and contrarian commander of the traveling harem, Missouri Reserves. Ugh. Yep, we have the liberal lady, the startling companion, and the drinking companion. So what are we looking at? We need to do something here. Let's throw in some infantry specialist training. We have the prestige for it. We're not trying to take over the army at this point. It's a little late in the campaign. It's already 64. No, you're probably what you're thinking is a few streams ago, I just sat there with my corps waiting for the Union to attack me, and they never did. So I just moved on and captured New York. Yeah, we just like, because GTCW is a Saturday stream. I just haven't streamed on a Saturday in a while. It's just been, this is my busiest time of year. So many things are happening. It's hard to do stuff. After Christmas, everything will slow down again. Though I think it may slow down before then. So it looks like I'm looking at my calendar. I have a lot less events than I usually do on my calendar. And we're pulling away. Why? My morale is broken. Really? Where the hell are we going? Noonan'sville. Why is my morale broken? Everybody's unhappy with their leadership, but you can never keep your units happy with their leadership. That's something they've always had to rework. You're back into Jacksonville. You get your morale up better there than anywhere else in Florida, outside of Miami, which doesn't. I don't even think Miami exists at this point. If you ever think you fucked up, just think about how Rosecrans felt after Chickamauga. Yep. Our morale should not be it's the lack of ammunition's not helping, but the port's not blockade. We should be getting ammo. Ooh, there's Gladden. Problem is, with our morale broken, I can't even fight him. He's only got 13,000 men, not much of a fight. Where the hell is he going? It looks like he's going after 4th Corps Army of the Tennessee. Yeah, someone checked the whiskey store. They probably drank it all. But it's not improving either, which is a little annoying. Now let's shift over to defense and see if that helps. Morale's capped at 94%, negative 5% for finding enemy terrain. Yeah, I think it's the low ammunition is doing it, but it shouldn't be doing it that badly. Do we have an unblockaded port we can run to? Doesn't look like. If I move to Tallahassee, Gladden's going to intercept us, and that's still going to move us away again. Could go to Pensacola. Good question. Let's take a look. I think we're still on lunch. Yeah, it's the artillery horse, so we're still on lunch. Another problem is my administration is really low. My health is low, but it has more to do with me being an alcoholic than anything. Yeah, I think that's enough of the shortbread cookies for now. Damn things are addictive with coffee. Worst part of this game. How are we looking on ammo? 14. We're getting ammo, but very, very, very slowly. Yeah, morale's now at 5.6. Victory at Richmond. Yeah, this war is quickly slipping away from us. Like, we don't get ammo, we're taking no further part in it. Looks like. How the hell is Fremont the commanding general of the Union Army? What dystopian nightmare are we in right now? That's a dystopian nightmare right there. Who is my current army commander? That would be Fremont. Oh, probably because we've made him famous. That's probably how he took command of all the armies. We made him famous. He gets all of the winter season. Okay. He gets all the fame for our victories. Morale's now at 7.4. That is going slow. How the hell we even make it to Jacksonville with such low morale? Alright, infantry training is done. I need to raise my admin. $500. I'm just short of the 500. So how am I going to earn money? Repel fear. I don't need no more heroism. I'm already heroic. Need money. Yeah, let's gamble, spend 200, earn some money. Oh, no more. Yeah. Now, like I said, Keys, this is some type of dystopian nightmare we're looking at. I can't believe I'm seeing Fremont in charge of everything. It's a dystopian nightmare. All right, we're up to 8.7. We're slowly getting there. Hopefully it'll be recovered before the winter's over. So I'm just watching this power bar just slide in the Union's favor harder and harder. Cyclone at Calcutta, 70,000 dead. Damn, that's a lot. It's a world made by General Grandpa having two ladies in. Yeah. I mean, considering I took a bullet because of one of them. It still makes me so happy that she popped up in our camp because, you know, finding something new after so many years is always great. It's always something. That's always something fun about that. There we go. Earn ourselves some money. Let's do that. Why does it not let me take this? I need somebody assigned in camp to do that. Interesting. Okay. I have no time assigned there. Rest has got way too many hours in it. Still gives me 0. Can I assign? I don't have anybody I can assign there. Can't give up logistics inspection. Exercise troops, I can drop that. Military studies. Now that should let us take the action. There we go. Raise our admin up and hopefully get better supplies. Okay, from broken to panicked. Can we get the war done before Lincoln is assassinated? That's the question. Grim, how we doing this evening? Okay, yeah, that's about. Though I'm sober right now, I need to be to figure out what the hell was going on. I'm looking now, 39 and 31. Okay. My recovery 13.2%. All right. Went from a lot of victories to a bunch of defeats in a row. The St. Albans raid. Good idea, bad execution. Sounds like something I would have done. Alright, where's that bottle? Time to kick it off. Best sound in the world. Joe Grumpa and 2 kegs of whiskey sitting on a court martial for all surviving Confederate officers at the end of the Civil War in 1878. Yeah. I mean, how long did the Confederate campaign run? We ran that into what, 66 or 67? Like, I had canon that as, you know, the war ended in 64 and everything else was just my thoughts in an insane asylum. That was interesting. That was a fun run, but that campaign was never going to end. That would have kept... Honestly, you know what? We should have kept going just to see if there's actually an end date built in. We should have done that. Rainy, making it rain memberships once again. Thank you very much. You were way too good. Zero Dark Harbor 29, Maureen Willis, Nolan Taruya, Nick Gers, Olivia Agbaraji, Charles Pinkerton, Josh, Mike Gonzalez, Grim Harbinger, JP Pauly. Welcome to or welcome back to the Grunts. Where is Victor Arala? Alright, now unstable. We're getting there, slowly but surely. Hopefully when the winter's over, we can move. Nevada becomes 36th state 8 days before the election. Rainey's drafting people into the Emu Corps. Alright, did that improve our admin? By half a star. I wanted to see if that was worth it or not. $500, I don't know if that would be worth it or not. So how are you recruiting people into your Emu Corps? Are you telling them I'm actually going to be the commander of it? What does the rest of the map look like? Oh, there's actually rebels back in the Carolinas. Looks like we fully pushed them out of Virginia. Outside of Fortress Monroe, they hold it. All right, Jeremy. Definitely take a shot for him. Actually, I'll do that right now. Ah. Lincoln loses the election? This is a first. What in God's green earth happened? I kind of wish I had the camera ready to go for this stream because the look on my face, I can only imagine what I look like. I have never seen this happen before in the game. Holy shit. I'm actually not angry. Because I've never seen this happen before. Lincoln loses the elections. A Democrat elected president. Confederates congratulate the winner. Davis willing to enter negotiations. The war is about to end. Special correspondence of this Grand Herald dated in Washington, November 10th. Lincoln has lost the presidential elections of '64. His opponent, a famous general from the Union Officer Corps, has convinced the Northern people that Lincoln's handling of the crisis has been a failure. With the Democratic president taking the office in March 1865, it's believed that support for the war will continue to diminish. People are tired of the war and want a change. In the Confederacy, politicians and people alike cheer as the news reaches the major cities. When Lincoln forced to step down, it's likely the United States will finally agree to enter negotiations about ending the war. Already, the fragile political union in Washington has been compromised, and the loud voices in favor of ending fighting are gaining momentum. The only way to avoid a complete humiliation is for Lincoln to defeat the Confederacy militarily before the spring, before national morale collapses completely. Yeah, exactly. It's all my fault. The war is over. Union sues for peace. Confederate armies triumphant. Is there actually a different video for this, or is this the same Confederate victory video? Let's see. I'm interested. I'm going to mute.
We are fighting for independence, and that, or extermination, we will have. Jefferson Davis, President of the Confederate States of America. Epilogue. Apostles of Disunion. All the Confederacy asked was to be let alone. Instead, the states with which they were lately confederated attempted a subjugation by arms. But the sword in Southern hand was grasped tightly, and it was against this sword the Union, under its stubborn leader Lincoln, threw itself. Relying on the divine power that they believed covered with its protection the cause they held just, the Southern soldiers struggled for their freedom, independence, and self-government. And in this struggle, the Confederacy achieved the unbelievable. On the brink of an abyss into which they did not wish to look, against all odds, as all the might of the Union crashed against them, the ranks of Southern soldiers held firm. But it would be only after the bloody and heroic struggle for freedom the Confederacy's true demeanor would be revealed. The nation was born from rebellion and extreme states' rights principles, and even during a war of survival against a common foe, plagued by internal feuds and petty rivalries, the apostles of disunion would find no comfort within another union of states centrally governed. The idea of men depriving other men of their freedom would not succeed in the changing world. The question of slavery, the so-called divine institution the Confederacy was based on to protect, in its moral impossibility, would sooner rather than later threaten to implode the quarrelsome nation. And when that time comes, the Confederacy will be surrounded only by enemies, like hungry wolves, looking for any sign of weakness to exploit.
All right, I was really hoping there'd be a different video as an alternate ending with Lincoln being kicked out of office, but it's the same one as the standard Confederate victory video. A little disappointing, but not disappointed with the way the campaign ended because never had a loss where Lincoln didn't win re-election. That's, I mean, wow. And Rainey making it rain memberships once again. You're way too good. Ram Shore, Brian Corkrill, William Erickson, Captain Conundrum, Aaron Woodward, Brian Garabrandt, Kenneth Granquist, Fennec, and Einar Martin. Actually, I think you guys are all returning members now. No, we got to blame Fremont. Fremont was a command of the armies, not McClellan. So we got to blame, but Fremont was in the same line as McClellan, so he was also a peace Democrat. So different face, same conclusion. It's kind of sad, but like because it's during this campaign, even though this last episode was really short, and I kind of expected it to be. We found some new things that after years of me playing this game, I didn't know were in the game or were even possible. So we did find a lot of new things, including Lincoln losing the election because I never thought it was actually possible because it's never happened in all the years I've been playing this. So it sucks that we lost the campaign, but we found some good stuff. So I'm not disappointed in the least bit. I'm not sad about it either. It's like, it is what it is. Oh no! Not we're ensconced in Jacksonville. I'm bringing Rainey over, and we're going to start a new Emutopia, and then slowly take over the country from there. We'll move west through Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, and then north from there. We got to start with the emu's natural habitat, and then get them moving north afterwards as they get acclimated. That's how we'll do it. Like, if we can actually continue the campaign from here, I would just kind of like do that. All right, career highlights. That's a pretty long list. A lot of it's just, appointments I've made, being accused of treason multiple times. Joined a high-level party with companions so fair that created much hustle and bustle. Wounded in the chest. How the hell did I survive the war? All right, so like I said, we're going to import them to Florida, take control of the state, and then push west from there, keeping to the emu's natural habitat, and then we'll slowly push north from there as they acclimatize to the colder weather. But yeah, we'll get a new campaign going. Give me 7:45 now, so give me 45 minutes. We'll get a new campaign rolling at 20:30 Eastern Standard Time. Survived by the magic of whiskey, exactly. So yeah, so 20:30, 8:30 for non-24-hour clock users. And we'll get a new campaign started. So if you enjoyed finding a new ending to this campaign, don't forget to hit that like button and that subscribe button. And leave a comment down below, especially if you watch this video afterwards. I'd love to see everybody's comments on the final dev update for this game. Keys, as far as I'm concerned, at the end of every campaign, my avatar ends up in an insane asylum somewhere, continuing the war in his head. No, now would be a good time for Britain to invade the North. I remember they're actually kind of aligned with the South, even though they didn't like the slavery. They had a lot of economic benefit from an alliance with the South. So, I mean, it's an interesting theory, but it's actually one that was covered in, I think I brought this up a while ago. There was a alternate timeline book. I can't remember the name of it. It always stuck out in my head where the British actually entered the war on the side of the South, but when they arrived in the U.S., where they landed, the fortification in the area was still using the stars and bars, and the British generals mistook it for the American flag and assaulted that fort, which turned the Confederacy against them, and it forced the North and the South to come back together and fight the British. It was a really interesting read. I wish I could remember the name of that book. If anybody knows which book I'm describing and can remember the name of it, please put it up in the chat. It's probably up in my mom's attic somewhere if I can find it. Okay, invade everyone, yeah. So like I said, I'll get a new campaign going at 8:30. Yeah, actually, someone commented on that Ramshaw in the when I went through the dev notes earlier. I didn't go through all the comments. Someone did comment about that, but it'd be they said with the current game engine, it'd be too hard to implement. It was not one of I don't think it was a turtle dove. I'm pretty sure it was not turtle dove, but it was someone who also did alternate histories because it's a way different writing style. Stars and Stripes Forever. Let me look it up real fast because that might be the book. Yeah, that was the book. That was it. By Harry Harrison. Why does it not let me pull this page up? Window capture. What the hell? Oh, there it is. So, yeah, this book, yeah, Stars and Stripes Forever, you were absolutely correct, Blue Duck. That was a very good read, and it's actually... How's there a $20 version of the book? It is old. But it's an enjoyable read. So, I mean, it's $4.79 used on eBay, so I suggest picking it up. It was a good book. Like I said, kind of extending this out here. So I'll see you guys again at about 8:30 with the start of a new campaign. Obviously, because we just finished a Union campaign, it will be a Confederate campaign. So I will see you all then.